Bam, we're back. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning, family. We're on lesson number 68. Love holds no grievances. I thought, isn't that interesting? I think this is the first time we've seen the word grievance. And I thought, well, what the heck is a grievance?
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, and Jesus actually, I'm in the COA version, and it's funny because I was led to the bottom of page 71 where it says, a grievance is a complaint about a perceived wrong or hardship suffered, something that makes me unhappy. Without this hardship, I believe I would be saved from this unhappiness. A grievance, therefore, is a statement that if this were different, I would be happy. And just for funsies, I looked it up, Siri, and it's an imagined wrong or cause for complaint, especially for unfair treatment, or an official statement of complaint over something believed to be wrong or unfair. Oh. So that's the ego centrality, right? I'm unfairly treated. The world is doing this to me. My body's doing this to me. My brother's doing this to me. If this were different, then I would be at peace. So y'all just straighten up.
Right. And I mean, let's just flag here the ego's central wish, which underlies everything it perceives, which is the wish to be unfairly treated.
Right.
That way it justifies its projection of guilt out there onto everyone, everything,
yes,
in the past, right here now, and onto the body as pain and sickness and accident, right. God knows what else, right?
And I get to be unfairly treated, so I get to be innocent. Innocent in the hands of my brothers. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what a grievance is.
Thank you. I never heard that read out so well.
Yeah. If you would just change, I'd be okay. All right.
Right. Yeah. Right. So it's a resentment, right?
Totally. Oh yeah.
Resentment.
Resentment. I have a little list over here in my sideline. Resentment, envy, jealousy, impatience, hatred. Those are just a few goodies.
Good.
So, you feel like reading today? You want to start us off?
Sure.
Go for it.
Lesson 68, love holds no grievances. I'm sorry, I have to laugh because what just came through my mind just then is that, wow, look at our relationship, our human relationships. We say we love someone, and yet we do hold grievances against each other, right? Okay.
I was thinking that same thing. The parent-child relationship is supposed to be the most loving, but boy, our children get out of line. And if they would just, and sometimes we punish them to get them back in line so that who can be okay? We can be okay.
The ego.
Yeah, right.
Right. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So love holds no grievances. You who were created by love like itself can hold no grievances and know yourself with a capital S, meaning your holy self, right? To hold a grievance is to forget who you are. To hold a grievance is to see yourself as a body. There's the gap diagram. What's in the center of the gap? The body. To hold a grievance is to let the ego rule your mind and to condemn the body to death.
So we're saying that everything in the gap is a grievance.
Can we look at that diagram again? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, look at that. Hold it up closer. What's in the gap?
What's in your gap?
Oh, my Lord. Look at that. Death. That's the smallest word in there. The need to be right. Is that also death? Yes.
Yeah.
Pride, pleasure, and attack. Our stories, the laws of the ego and chaos. Okay. Sickness, pain, accidents, and suffering. Scarcity and sacrifice. Sacrifice. Oh, sacrifice.
Yeah. Oh. That's the core of the grievance, isn't it? Look what I do for you. What have you done for me lately?
So keeping a scorecard, right?
Right, right. Pros and cons list. But that's really amazing. Everything in that gap would serve as a grievance. And it's the way that we keep the mythical me defended.
Well,
I'm defending myself against recognizing the love that I am by supporting all these beliefs in the gap.
and all of those support the illusion that we are a body without being wholly body identified. We couldn't have those because all of those are plugged into the identity of
Yes.
being a body, right?
Yes. So there's mythical me, and all of this is superimposed on that. We've talked about this, but look at that. The grievance keeps this going. Grievance prevents love from being known and felt, because when love is known and felt, when two people let love in, real love, divine love, fearless love, two agree to join for that common goal, the whole darn thing falls. So if you want your mythical me, how, we tenaciously defend this gap, everything we put in it, to protect mythical me, who would disappear in this. But you're not that. But I really can feel that. Grievances, such the defense, right? Leave me alone, and my grievances are going to keep you away. So good.
Oh, Lord. Okay, here we go. I forgot where I'm at again. Okay. So, perhaps you do not yet fully realize just what holding grievances does to your mind. It seems to split you off from your source and make you unlike him, God, right? It makes you believe that he is like what you think you have become. For no one can conceive of his creator as unlike himself. Right. So what he's saying here is that while we're stuck in the gap, believing that we are a body separate from our brothers and sisters and from God, we're going to project that God is like what we believe we are, what the ego believes we are, which is sin incarnate, right? I mean, let's be honest.
So if this is true and we're praying to God, we want God to come into the gap. We want God to fix things that we've placed in the gap. We want God to make a better mythical me. That's all human prayer, right? But real prayer is the acknowledgement that this is only true. God's will is already done. So if this is true for us, then yes, we're going to try and make God know and be in the gap as well. That is such a big split in spiritual paths. Trying to say that God is in here, knows about it, is pleased with it. Yeah.
And then it's in there too, sis. That's where the ego is going to believe that that it needs to earn and qualify for God's love.
Yes.
Right? That's a biggie, isn't it?
It is.
Right? And then it gets supremely pissed.
Yeah.
When God doesn't come in.
Who here has had that moment? God, where are you? I am the best student on the planet. Why are you not listening to me? To mythical me? Oh, yes, screw you. I'm giving up, right? We've all been there.
Oh, yeah.
You'll find God. Not here.
What a bloody relief. I wish somebody told me that 30 years ago.
Last year for me. Okay. I'm a slow learner too. Go ahead.
We all are. No, we're perfect learners.
We are happy learners.
Yeah, happy learners. So here we go. Paragraph 2 of Love Holds No Grievances, not one. Shut off from yourself, your holy self, which remains aware of its likeness to its creator. Yourself seems to sleep, your holy self, while the part of your mind that weaves illusions, the ego, in its sleep appears to be awake. That's us in the gap, right?
Here's the sleeping mind, but it's our real mind. And I'm sorry, this is our real mind at home in God, and this is the sleeping mind that's thinking with the ego thought system. See? He's affirming our gap diagram, guys.
Yes. So, can all this arise from holding grievances? What a question. Oh, yes, exclamation mark. For he who holds grievances denies he was created by love, and his creator has become fearful to him in his dream of hate.
Hmm,
The gap, right?
that's right.
It doesn't say in the gap, but yeah, we're just trying to bring it alive here. Who
That's
can
right.
dream of hatred and not fear God? Now, remembering that God is love. Love is God, and we are of God as love, and with no opposite, all encompassing. So, when we dream of hatred and we fear God, we're actually fearing our holy self. We're we're afraid of our true and only identity outside of the gap.
Right.
Paragraph 3. It is as sure that those who hold grievances will redefine God in their own image, as it is certain that God created them like himself and defined them as part of him. It is as sure that those who hold grievances will suffer guilt, as it is certain that those who forgive will find peace. It is as sure that those who hold grievances will forget who they are, as it is certain that those who forgive will remember. Would you not be willing to relinquish your grievances if you believed all this was so? Perhaps you do not think you can let go. Sorry, perhaps you do not think you can let your grievances go. That, however, is simply a matter of motivation. Or you can say that again. Today, we will try to find out how you would feel without them, without your grievances. If you succeed even by ever so little, there will never be a problem in motivation ever again. Begin today's extended practice period by searching your mind for those against whom you hold what you regard as major grievances. Some of these will be quite easy to find. Then think of the seemingly minor grievances you hold against those you like and even think you love. It will quickly become apparent that there is no one against whom you do not cherish grievances of some sort. No one. This has left you alone in all the universe in your perception of yourself. Wow. Determine now to see all these people as friends. Say to them all, thinking of each one in turn as you do so, say this: I would see you as my friend, that I may remember you are part of me and come to know myself, right? I would see you as my friend, that I may remember you are part of me and come to know myself. There's the gap diagram closed, right?
That's right.
Yep.
So we want to let go of those grievances that we have against somebody. We want to join with them. We want to see them as part of ourselves. This was to see them as separate. We wanted bodies, we wanted separation. So the guilt in our mind was projected, and we projected all kinds of stories. We're seeing our brother as he is not, and we've placed a story there, and we believe in it, and it keeps us stiff arming our brother. But behind the scenes, what the ego doesn't want you to know is that to see your brother as yourself, to welcome him as your friend, to forgive yourself for seeing him as he is not, allows that to close. And with that goes all your grievances, all suffering, all guilt, all fear. This is where you find your peace of mind. The ego is so defensive about, I was unfairly treated and you did this to me. This is all just an ego wish from our own mind being projected. The solution is here to close that gap. Take accountability. This is just guilt in my mind. I want to see what's true and join.
So, I mean, that we've said this before, but I'm going to say it again because it needs to be said again.
Yeah.
That we don't forgive that person.
For a real, yeah.
Okay, because that's the ego or a real problem. That's
right.
the ego making the issue real and then trying to forgive it. When you said true accountability just before, I think that's what you said.
Yes.
True accountability is to realize it's coming from my mind.
Right.
Okay. And so that's when we need to give Holy Spirit permission, or call him, invite him in to do the forgiveness for us. Because, I mean, of the ego, we cannot forgive. We have to remember that, you know, or at least ask Holy Spirit, please help me to forgive myself, the ego self.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Having, you know, projected this particular issue, right? Okay. Spend the remainder of the practice period trying to think of yourself as completely at peace with everyone and everything, safe in a world that protects you and loves you, and that you love in return. Try to feel safety surrounding you, hovering over you and holding you up. Wow, that's a beautiful visualization.
Yeah.
Try to believe, however briefly, that nothing can harm you in any way. At the end of the practice period, tell yourself this: love holds no grievances. When I let all my grievances go, I will know I am perfectly safe. Beautiful. And you know this too, sis, right? In our practice of this the last few years, perfectly safe, he says here. And with that is perfectly and divinely supported, right? And secure. We are perfectly secure. Every facet of our life is secure and safe and supported if or when we release our grievances sincerely.
That's the cleansing and the purifying of the filter, so that the more of the Christ that you are is experienced directly, and you feel the atonement, you feel your oneness with God, and so everything that you need is given. Your function is shown to you, and all obstacles are removed, and your relationships are healed and harmonized. The body is healed and perfected. It's that safety can't be known while you're still harboring grievances, or the belief that you were unfairly treated, or you would see differences between you and your brother. So that's what we're going towards here, to heal the mind of all these grievances. They're like boulders sitting in the way, blocking your ability to access the light that you are. And in that light, you know that you're safe because you know you're innocent.
Innocence is the key.
Yes.
That's it right there. That's the core of it, right? There's no way in the world we could even perceive grievances at all unless we still believe deeply in the bunker or the unconscious, the ego, that we are guilty and deserving of punishment, right? So this is when we release our grievances, what comes back, and I'm speaking from my own experience, into awareness is the knowledge and increasing certainty that we are incorruptibly innocent, which means that it's ludicrous to think that we're going to be punished, absolutely crazy, by conflict with anybody else or by pain in the body, disease in the body, whatever. That innocence is so pure that it keeps us invulnerable when we actually do the forgiveness work, really do the forgiveness work.
And for you who are sitting there listening to this with a furrowed brow and saying, I can't possibly get in touch with innocence, please know that the ego is incapable of feeling or knowing its innocence. But as you do these workbook lessons, our job is to clear the deck. the innocence that you are will make itself manifest to you. You'll have your direct experience with the innocence that you are as we heal our mind. And that's the willingness to hand these boulders, these grievances to Holy Spirit and say, take this. I don't want the cost that this grievance is costing me. I want to know myself. So don't worry if innocence sounds like, because for me it did, it just sounded like a term and I wasn't having a direct experience. But when you desire it and you're doing the work, it comes. And it's not of the ego, it's from your holy mind, the Holy Spirit.
No. And when we have, thank you, sis, that's so valuable. When we have those experiences of that incorruptible innocence, the changeless innocence that we are, it comes with increasing certainty.
Yes.
All right. When it's there, we're certain of it. It's palpable, unmistakable, that feeling, and that feeling of invulnerability that comes with it.
Right.
And that is a God-given gift. That's our true identity. And, you know, as we transfer our trust from the ego to the holy self, from fear to love, that experience becomes more of our reality than the ego's experience. Yeah.
Right. Because our healed mind's projecting a healed world, right?
That's
This is, yeah. Sis and I are going to just explain the entire Course in Miracles with every lesson.
Well,
we bring the whole ship into the lesson, but it's okay because it's just we're excited and we trust that you will receive as much as you can from each one. So yes, and we're not even done reading.
okay. Paragraph 7. We're on the home stretch, guys. All right.
Uh,
The short practice period should include a quick application of today's idea in this form. Whenever any thought of grievance arises against anyone, physically present or not. Well, before I go on, I have to interject here. What say if I've gotten rid of most of my grievances, but my major grievances are at myself or for myself. All right.
yes.
Self-judgment, self-resentment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we still can do this exercise with that, right? Love holds no grievances. Let me not betray myself. Isn't that beautiful? Love holds no grievances. Let me not betray myself. So if I've got judgments against others or judgments against myself, they're the same. They are a judgment or judgments against, guess who? They're judgments against the Son of God.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's no difference between judging myself and judging another, right? So let me not betray myself. In addition, repeat the idea. Sorry, sis, did you want to say something?
Well, that was Jesus saying there's no difference between within and without. The outer is a picture of the inner, right? So judgment of the self is the judgment of, just to know. Self-judgment is condemning your brother. Condemning your brother is condemning yourself. That's something we must get early on.
Yeah, and it took me 20 odd years of the course to realize that I couldn't just hide away in private in my room and condemn myself apart from my brothers, right? It's impossible to do that. And thank you.
And I just mentioned holy relationship. You fall so in love with the innocence of your holy relationship partner that you know that when you're harboring self-judgment, you're attacking them. And it becomes a massive motivation to heal your own mind and your beliefs about yourself. While you think it's not harming anybody else, you're not motivated to do the work on the self. But as you join in holy relationship and get the direct experience of you and that other are one, and that anything that you're doing to yourself, you are doing to them, that's a game changer. Mm-hmm.
Oh, total game changer. Because before we thought we could flog ourselves in private and it won't affect any of our loved ones, right?
That's right.
That's an impossibility.
I love Nouk, I hate Coreen. Well, hating Coreen is hating Nouk. So what the heck?
Yeah. Really good point. Thank you. Thanks, sis.
Mm-hmm.
addition, repeat the idea several times an hour in this form. Love holds no grievances. I would wake to myself, my holy self, by laying all my grievances aside and wakening in him. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's great. So if you just recognize all grievances are a defense against, the goal of this is to wake up. So all those grievances are preventing you from waking up to the one beautiful, holy Son of God that you are. So start looking, doing that internal work of, he says some of them will probably be pretty easy to find. So where are your major grievances? Are you willing to forgive those and hand those over to Holy Spirit?
Beautiful. So wonderful to join with you guys.
Yes.
Because there's a knowing, not just intellectually, but it's a palpable feeling that as we're joining with you in doing these lessons, you're joining with us and we're strengthening the Christ mind for everyone. And this happens whether we're physically in proximity or not, just here on video. It's still happening because of the intention that we share with Jesus and with Holy Spirit. It's happening right now. We're helping to heal the sonship as we join in this. So thank you very, very much.
Yeah, I'm having a direct feeling state of joining with all of you. I see the numbers of people who watch these videos, and maybe we haven't met in person or I don't know your name, but we're already traveling together. I can feel everyone. I know I'm never alone. I have this new sensation of really not being alone on this journey at all. And I can feel all of you, and I'm so grateful. We're all individuated aspects of the one mind, but there's a feeling state accompanying my doing this with Nouk and all of you. So I thank you for that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Blessed or what?
No, totally. We're all coming together in this holy goal. It's like, this is miraculous. Thank you. Okay, that was lesson 68. That was a biggie.
That's a biggie.
Yeah, that was a lot. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.